What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we are going to be showcasing how to get the final warning exotic Strand Sidearm just added into Destiny 2 within the Lightfall expansion. Now, you weren't supposed to be able to get this thing for a whole nother week, and that's because the exotic quest was time gated behind unlocking every single grenade and fragment and so on for a particular Strand subclass, and most of the fragments wouldn't unlock until the next weekly reset, and some wouldn't unlock until the raid is beaten. However, responding to overwhelmingly negative feedback about Lightfall from the community, Bungie decided to, as you can see, release an update that just made all of the time-gated Strand fragments unlock, and they're now available for purchase. And they just made this update in the middle of the night. Seriously, it's 11 p.m. as I'm making this. And so that means, guys, as long as you get enough Strand bucks, or the currency you need to actually buy these fragments, you can purchase all of them for a singular subclass. Remember to do that if you purchase fragments for your Hunter and then go back to your Titan and purchase more fragments, it won't count. You have to purchase every single thing for your Titan, for example, so don't go back and forth between classes. You will unlock the exotic quest for this weapon. So that right there is going to be the most challenging aspect for the majority of players, grinding enough of the Strand bucks to afford all of those different fragments. In fact, if you had acquired every single available Strand item for a certain subclass, after this update, you will need 1,600 Strand bucks to afford the rest that just went live. So the best way to grind these Strand bucks is to go to a Vex incursion zone. As you can see on the map, this is extremely important. This will increase the amount of resources you are getting, but also, guys, you want to make sure to be using a Strand subclass, and then you also want to be doing the Terminal Overload public event, or kind of special event. Luckily, these things coincided because the Vex Incursion Zone and the Terminal Overload event are happening in the same place. In fact, if you beat a Terminal Overload, at least while it was in this Vex Incursion Zone, we were getting 100 Strand bucks for opening the chest that required a Terminal Overload key. But regardless of what you're doing, if you can get a group together, it makes things hyper efficient, because as you're in the Vex Incursion Zone, you want to be grabbing as many patrols as you can. Scan the destination patrols go by extremely fast, but if you have a 3-man fire team, oh my goodness, the kill bounties and even the kill enemies for supply bounties go by just in seconds. So definitely just going to that area of Neomuna, grabbing as many patrols as possible, churning through them. Every time you see a high value target or a random chest, you want to be opening those. Those are also going to give you the Strand bucks. Just doing all that stuff at once is going to be the most efficient way to get them. However, don't forget that certain powerful rewards on Neomuna, as you can see, like completing the weekly quest from Nimbus, also give you 200 Strand bucks, so don't forget about those as well. But once you have enough and you've purchased all of your fragments, then the exotic quest becomes available to buy. What next? Well, you have to go and talk to Nimbus right off the bat, and then the quest step is going to update and you have to search for Strand inoculated gadgets in Veil Containment in Neomuna. What the heck does that mean? Well, if you open up your destination map, as you can see, and scroll really far to the left, then you will actually see this exotic objective pop up. You have to physically travel all the way there, so whip out your Sparrow and start cruising. Eventually, guys, as you can see, you will go through a portal which will lead you to this destination. Now, once you're here, as you can see, like while you go up the ramp, the quest step will automatically update, and then you have to kill these different Shadow Legion Cabal. Now, keep in mind, if you are in a group of people like we were, one of us got screwed. Because like one of us was still heading here, the guy Thick, and then I just ran up. I didn't know the quest step would update, and it did. And when he got here, he still had the first quest step, so kind of make sure everyone is traveling at relatively the same pace so that doesn't happen for you. But regardless, guys, after you kill a bunch of the Cabal, there's going to be a very big Colossus that's going to spawn. You kill that guy, and then you get the Shadow Legion orders. Your quest step is going to update, and now you have to retrieve the Veil Spectrometer. That doesn't really matter. What does matter is if you open your destination map, head over far to the right on Callus's ship, that is where you need to head. So mark it and again whip out your Sparrow and start cruising. Now, after heading into Callus's ship right here, instead of normally what you do, which is head off to the right, instead, you can see the bridge actually extend below you. So drop down onto this and then move forward. You're going to have to kill a bunch of Cabal, and importantly, you're going to have to kill one of the Tormentor bosses, the Imprint of Nezarec. So that's important. You can't blind or suspend this guy like you can with other tormentors, so it is a little bit of a fight. But once you dispatch with this guy, your quest step is going to update, and then you have to visit the Puka Pond. So head to the Hall of Heroes travel zone, meditate here, then your quest step is going to update again. And the next quest step is an interesting one. You have to complete Osiris's training program in 5 minutes and 30 seconds to retrieve the Veil Spectrometer. So, as you can see, if you open up your map and you look down at the bottom, this right here, the Headlong Time Trial, this is what you need to do. So, you're gonna launch this activity, and again, you have 5 minutes and 30 seconds to actually complete it. However, guys, it was really easy, at least for me. Like, I was thinking, oh my goodness, am I gonna have to put on the grapple grenades? Is that what it wants? Well, as you can see from going through this mission, it definitely does kind of want you to use the grapple grenades. It's kind of built for that, but I didn't use them and it was no problem at all. Like, we beat this in, I don't know, like a minute. Like, it was pretty darn easy. The only thing you may have trouble with is, as you can see, there is kind of a big boss that spawns, so just make sure you have a couple of weapons that are good for DPS so you can take this guy down. But the second you do, then your quest step is going to update. You're going to head back to the Puka Pond you were just at, and as you can see, you're outright going to get the final warning. And so there you have it, guys. Let's take a quick look at what the heck this thing's exotic perks actually do. The intrinsic trait is all at once. Holding down the trigger marks targets within range and loads multiple bullets which fire a burst with increased stability on trigger release. Hitting a marked target with a fully charged burst will unravel them. Then there's another unique perk here, Pick Your Poison. So if you're in hipfire mode, projectiles will track marked targets, dealing increased body shot damage on impact, and then if you're aiming down sights, projectiles have greatly increased velocity and deal extra critical damage to marked targets. Really interesting there. If you ever played the original Titanfall game, it's a smart pistol. It's the smart pistol from Titanfall. Guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKakis. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.